4 days ago, Rayjii released Dragon Ball AF Goku Turns into Super Saiyan 5, which has already got over 3 million views and garnered him 25,000 subscribers in just 4 days. Please welcome the creator of the Dragon Ball AF transformation video, Rayjii.
Hey guys, how you doing? Rayjii here. Thanks for having me, Jake.
I'm glad to have you. Now, I am really interested to pick your brain about this Dragon Ball AF video and ask you some questions, because this thing is like way superior quality than a lot of people are used to seeing on YouTube. I mean, it's real professional level, and we want to know how you did it. The first thing let me ask you is, how long have you been animating for?
The production actually started early 2017 when Elon came up to me and said like, hey, you want to do an animation together? And I knew he was like really good with Akira Toriyama's style, so he went on and did the storyboard in just a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days. The entire storyboard was already done because you can draw Dragon Ball that easily. And I was looking at it, like it was really cool, it was really on point, and I don't really know what happened in an entire year. I got busy again doing another project, which is like my Kingdom Hearts project, my animation that I put up like a year ago.
Yeah.
Much. And so Dragon Ball AF was like completely storyboarded at that time, but it was laying around. The storyboard was laying around without anyone working on it for an entire year, which maybe it was Lady Luck that told me, hey, don't do this now, do it later when, you know, Dragon Ball Super ends. It was probably a lot of coincidence that got so many views now.
Well, I think it definitely deserves the views. I mean, if you were gonna work on this from start to finish and do nothing else, how long would you think it would take you? Like, I don't know if you have a day job or anything like that, but if you were to just sit down and work on it, how long do you think it would have taken you?
Okay, so I started animating the first scene mid-January 2018 and finished at the like first day of May. Like the entire animation was done in May, and that took me for only 2 hours that I have on free time when I get back from my full-time job. So yeah, almost 4 or 5 months with only 2 hours that I have.
So 5 months of like 15 hours a week or something like that.
Basically. So if I had like a full-time job, I could probably finish this in like 1 month or 2 months with a little bit of help. So,
let me see, 15 hours a week.
Yeah, that's not much.
That's 60 hours a month, and then you said it was like 5 months, so about 300 hours.
Something like that.
Yeah. That seems about right. I mean, my videos usually take me, like, when I was doing like the under 10-minute stuff, it usually take me like 200, 300 hours. And Anime War is like way more than that. Now it's up to like 1,000, but I also count other people's hours too. But it's just so freaking long. But you actually answered my second question. My first question was, how long have you, specifically you, been animating, just in general?
In general, I started pretty much around 2010, I believe, is when let me actually check real quick when my first animation was uploaded. I think it was like 10 years ago. There it is. Oh, 7 years ago. It was exactly October 2010. Yeah, I actually started with Hitman Reborn, which is an anime that never got continued, kind of like the way Bleach is, which is kind of sad. So I started basically tracing actually the manga, and then like, okay, this is like the first frame, and then I added frames on top of that. But the first one looked so shitty, so I ended up never uploading it. And I wasn't really drawing professionally before that, or seriously, so only I could like really draw, you know, like how 10-year-old kids draw Dragon Ball, whatever. I used to do that as well, but like with no knowledge of proportions or how to draw the typical second eye. I bet you know that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8 years ago, I said, okay, I want to take this a little bit more serious and try to teach myself how to draw properly and learn animation. So 8 years later, it was like in the early 2000s when like this Dragon Ball AF stuff was going around, the Super Saiyan 5 picture. I'm pretty sure you know that one.
Yeah.
Everybody was like nerding out like on their phones, like with their flip phones. Look at this,
Look at this thing, it's amazing.
Oh my god, like everybody thought it was real, and I was one of those people. I was like telling my friends, yeah, this is real, this is like happening in Japan right now. And you know, internet was really that big at that time, so
dude, that's why. Do you remember like right around that time, like after that you start getting all these fun like designs for like Super Saiyan 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I know, like
and
Photoshop Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah. That's why I drew that Vegeta. I did a speed art of Super Saiyan 6 Vegeta. I was just like, I don't know. It was just supposed to be like an homage to the good old days of Super Saiyan 10 with like hair down to his feet and stuff. I was just, I don't know. That was just some bullshit I threw together. But yeah, this is great. Okay, and then what programs do you use again to make it look like so anime quality? You said Clip Studio Pro.
Okay, so Dragon Ball AF was the second animation I worked on using Clip Studio Paint EX. So basically what's good about this program is that you can actually afford it compared to the other Adobe products that you have. It costs only about like 130-ish or something, or 200. It's really often on sale, so I got it like for like $80 or something. And with it you have a lot of options, such as a tool that stabilizes your brush. So basically you have like a really big canvas and you like pull all over your tablet, and then you know you always have this like little jinxy lines, you kind of shaky, but Clip has a stabilization feature that stabilizes your hand for you, which is really neat. So it can get like really straight lines.
Yeah, I have that problem with Flash. Like I'm always playing with my smoothing because like it's like I'm almost like tempted to just draw my characters just using the line tool, because for whatever reason, like when I'm using pencil tool, it's hard to get my lines like consistently smooth. I don't know what it is. Yeah, they get shaky. There's like these little like bugs that happen in them. Like it like kind of twists like the vector line like around like in the like into a knot like through your, I don't know what it is, but I have to erase it and just connect the two pieces of the line. It causes a lot of headaches, and I mean I think Flash has a lot of benefits, but let me ask you this: did you do compositing? Like did you like, so what I do is after I export my video from Flash, I do some compositing in with a filter in After Effects, and it gives it more of like the anime feel by putting a Gaussian blur on the lines and things like that. Do you do any of that stuff?
Yeah, I do a lot of that. A lot of my work actually is based around post-processing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert in After Effects, but because it's like a really hard program to learn and even harder to master. But yeah, I've been using After Effects for a while, and I would say I'm pretty experienced in it. And post-processing is a really important step for my work. I usually export on multiple layers. So let's say like I have like Goku on one layer, then maybe like the Super Saiyan aura on another one, the background on another one. That allows me to post-process those in many different ways. Like, I don't really use Gaussian blur, but there's like a plugin called OLM, which basically, since you know I don't work with vector lines, I used rasterized lines, so you can't see the pixels if you zoom in.
You can't, or you can?
Wait, what? Sorry.
You said you can't see the pixels if you zoom in, or you can?
You can. So basically, I work in a canvas, which is like really big, like 3,200 by 18,000. 1,800, sorry.
So it's like a 4K. You worked in 4K pretty much.
Basically 4K, yeah. So I go into After Effects and scale it down to 1,000 or 720p.
Oh, I see.
Basically, that's what anti-aliases my animation. But there's also this plugin that basically anti-aliases your work for you.
So if you did that in vector lines, you would still see the pixels on the vector lines, is what you're saying? Because if you're downscaling vector, it's not going to change it much, right? But if you're downscaling rasterized lines, it's going to make it look like way more smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's interesting. That's like so much. That's so much extra work, though, man. So you draw the image, you you break apart all the vector lines. You put your video in several different layers into After Effects, downscale it to 1080p, and that's how you get your smooth quality. And that's a lot of steps, bro. I mean, damn. Like I just draw like in the vector lines, and then I put it in After Effects. I copy and paste my filter on top, and like that's it. I mean, that's what I do.
I sometimes take a little bit longer to post process, but in the end, for my say I work on a Goku scene, right? And then I can just copy and paste whatever I did with the post processing on another scene.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I do that basically once, and then copy paste that. Unless there's some lighting changing, I probably rework some colors, whatever.
Now, how did you do the auras? Because there's this one part where I think it's like when Goku's Super Saiyan 4 and he's screaming, and you see like the yellow aura, like these waves coming out, and it has
like from bottom to the top, right? It's like whooshing out.
Yeah, it's like whooshing out, and there's like space in between the whooshes. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Like, how in the hell did you do that?
I did a lot of testing to get it right, because what I did is like I looked at a lot of Dragon Ball Z videos, because I wanted to look like Dragon Ball Z, not like Dragon Ball Super, because a lot of people on my live stream know that I actually despise Dragon Ball Super a lot. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Okay. I had to let that out.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm really a fan of Dragon Ball Z. And
yeah, me
GT,
too.
actually, don't hate me.
You like GT? Well, I think it's pretty
GT.
obvious.
I like GT more than Super, but that's a topic for another video, I guess. So what I do is I made a brush myself, where I could basically, the aura goes like in a triangle form.
Yeah.
Go up and then down.
Yeah,
so that's like one spark. And it goes like, it does those little lines for you that you have. And basically on the layer below that, I make like a really, really soft brush, and do the same movement, which basically gives you the aura look.
Oh, I see. So you give it like a small opacity, like you put the transparency down to like 30% or something, and you just use like a fat brush and that basically
a really big brush that has a lot of feathering into it.
Oh yeah. I don't think you can do feathering in Flash.
That effect to do is like completely impossible in Flash. That's why I don't use it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, how in the hell did you do that? Because it looks so like clean and professional. I was like, so you actually hand drew that? That wasn't just some.
I hand draw everything.
Everything. Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm gonna do a couple tutorials on that next, so maybe you can check them out for it.
Okay, let's ask you the question that everybody wants to know, and I'm sure you've been asked a million times so far. When is the next part?
Oh my god, I've been asking that. Like, I've been.
They won't stop, dude. Get ready, and the more animations you release, the more they're gonna ask you. Like, I literally had to just disable my Facebook page messaging feature, because even though I have an auto response, like I don't know when the next episode of Anime War is. We're working on Demon Rush now. Is like they still I get asked like 100 times a day, and it's just like I don't have the time to go through all that stuff to try and find like real questions anymore. I just disable messaging. Like,
yeah, it's kind of taxing. I got so many questions on my Facebook Messenger, like on my Rayjii page. If they can pay me to do stuff, blah blah blah. So yeah, when is the next Dragon Ball AF animation gonna come out? For some people that actually were eager enough to watch past the credits of my Dragon Ball animation, they know that my next project is going to be Bleach. It's like my third time I'm doing Bleach, and after that I'm probably moving on to do one of the newer chapters of Boku no Hero Academia.
mm-hmm.
I did a little scene of that. I did like a Young All Might animation, which got a lot of attention on Twitter because it looked kind of legit as well. So yeah, Dragon Ball will probably have to be waiting a while. I'm gonna do it again, I can promise you that, but not anytime soon, because what many people don't understand because they don't check my channel. I don't know. I'm an animator that switches from project to project. I like to stay in the shonen era or universe, if you want to call that, like Dragon Ball. Then next I do Bleach. Then I do Boku no Hero. I don't focus on one anime because I like to keep myself from staying static. That's kind of right.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, man, because it's really easy to get stuck in Dragon Ball, like plain and simply, because the views are there. Like the fan base on YouTube for Dragon Ball is like leagues. I mean, like legions of people, like way ahead
Really
other
big.
anime.
I'm just feeling that now.
But I've seen like some Naruto and Bleach animations and stuff get like millions of views, man. So
yeah, I did Naruto as well.
Yeah. But like your Dragon Ball AF transformation video here, I mean, if it keeps going like at this pace, like the view count will slow down a little bit, but you'll still probably get something like at least 50,000 views a day, probably for like the rest of your life. I mean, in a year or two, this thing could be 20 million easily.
Possibly, yeah.
And I don't know, it's something to take in mind, but at the same time, like you don't want to just be known as like a Dragon Ball animator, and that's something that like I'm trying to break out of. You know what I mean? It's really easy to get stuck with Dragon Ball.
It's probably gonna be really hard after all these Anime War episodes.
Well, that's why I'm trying to do Demon Rush now, man. I'm trying to do some of my own stuff, but it's like I don't want to let my fan base down because like that's what they want, and so like I just keep feeding it to them. But like I don't honestly, I don't even want to work on Anime War anymore, dude. It's not a challenge. It's just like it feels like a chore, and I want to do things that are kind of like expand my own creativity, like as an artist and a producer, and bring something new and fresh to the table. I mean, and it also it was fun. It was fun like in the beginning anyway. But it's just like I feel like I'm just basing my whole career off other people's work, and it's not satisfying. I can continue to get the views and stuff, but it's just not like I'm looking for the next step. I'm looking to push myself into an unfamiliar territory and struggle a little bit. And Anime War is just
satisfy you to do the same stuff all the time.
Yeah,
or be known as that one guy that does the one thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started out being known as the Goku Saitama guy, and then now I'm the Anime War guy. But I think people actually see me more of as, well, Anime War guy, but also as a Dragon Ball YouTuber. I'd say my subscriber base is pretty split 50-50 between people that come for Dragon Ball news and stuff and the people that come for Anime War. But being an animator is really tough, dude. I mean,
it is. YouTube, basically, it's not giving you an easy time. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I want to talk about real quick, and that's something that people don't understand. So you're getting like a tremendous amount of praise, right, for the quality and everything that's gone into this Dragon Ball AF video. And to be honest, I'm very, very surprised that a 2-minute video could go viral this fast, because YouTube's algorithm isn't really meant for small animations anymore. It's solely based on view time. Now, the thing is, like, you're probably getting really good percentages because people are watching the majority of your video, right? So it also takes into account not only the total number of watch minutes, but the percentage of like the average watch time for that video. So if you have a 2.3 minute video or 2.5 minute video, and people are like, the average watch time is 2 minutes, then that's going to signal to YouTube that this is like a really exciting video that we should share a lot. But I mean, I've done short animations. I've seen a lot of animators do short animations, and like even all the big animator channels on YouTube are trying to push these 8, 9, 10 minute videos, and it's brutal, dude. It's absolutely brutal. I mean, it took you like 5 months for 2 minutes, you know what I mean? And that's something that people don't understand. They're like, if you put out I mean, I don't know how much money this is going to make for you, but if you put out like 2 or 3 of these a year, it's not enough to to do it full time.
No.
It has to just be like a side passion, which I think a lot of people, they want that out of YouTubers. Like, this is going to sound kind of weird, but like, people don't want you to make money. Like, not everybody, but there's some, like, you remember when like Casey Neistat like sold his company to CNN? Like, people were furious. They're just upset, like, oh, you're a sellout, you're money hungry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People just don't want you to be making money. They want you to produce high quality videos and like stay poor. And it's just the kind of philosophy. It's just a kind of like this social stigma on YouTube, is that people don't like seeing others make money from YouTube videos. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I personally, I'm really happy for other people when they're successful. I mean, you'll see like a lot of successful people, they want to bring other successful people up with them. It's usually just the people who are like unhappy with where they are. They kind of try to tear down successful people. And I mean, I'm sure
I've been experiencing that lately. Like, for example, you, Prince Vegeta, all of the people that have like 400k plus subscribers, they're like really helpful. They share around your stuff. It's like so nice to be in such a friendly community. But yeah, people don't really, they tend to like more passionate projects, like where they can feel the passion in. That's basically what my channel is at right now. And I wish I could flow into a bit more so I can bring more animations in a shorter time, but I have a full-time job right now, and my YouTube income is not even enough to like hold half of my rent right now. So
exactly. And that's what I'm trying to explain right now to the listeners, is that, you know, yes, it's really nice to see this from Rayjii. It's amazing, but it's like you can't do this level of quality like full time. You just still won't make enough money. And that's why I take so many shortcuts to make these like super long Anime War episodes, dude. I got to do what I got to do to get it out. Otherwise it's just impossible. Otherwise I could spend 5 years on it and release one episode. And then it's like, great, you just went like 5 years without an income, you know, and now you're gonna be living in a box out on the street, you know. It's like, I just want to crank them out, and so that I can like focus on my other videos, you know, like the Dragon Ball videos, because that's where I make all my revenue. I mean, if you look at the amount of hours, 300 hours of work that has gone into this Dragon Ball AF video on estimated, right? If you look at that, like, how much money would you get paid from your job for 300 hours? That's
way more.
A few months worth of work, you know, like few months of paychecks, like compared to, you know, some 2-minute animation on YouTube. It's just like, it's not going to be a lot. See, I think a lot of people, they think that views convert to dollars. And so they think everybody, well,
that's like a rumor that's still going around.
People don't know how it works, dude. People just don't know how I mean, and I don't really blame them. I mean, because I don't know many people really taking the time to explain it. But no, animations don't make a lot of money on YouTube. They barely make anything. And if you factor in the amount of hours that go into it, you factor in the amount of hours and your labor that you spent putting into it, you're actually creating it at a loss. And that's what people don't really understand, but they still want that maximum quality, which I mean, I wish it used to be like the good old days of YouTube when animators were succeeding, because like videos like yours weren't pushing against the algorithm, they were flowing with it. And you know, unfortunately it's not like that anymore. It's just like a really, really tough time for animators, and there's so many obstacles, you know, especially with the view time, which is why I'm just like, I think your video totally deserves the views that it's getting. I'm really, really happy that this is blowing up, because it's up there for one of the best animations on YouTube, period. I mean, easily, if not the best, and it deserves everything. And I'm happy to see that YouTube isn't like screwing you over on this one.
Yeah, I do hope so. Like, I could still get screwed over for, you used like fucking toy animation, copyright strike, hello. That could always happen, like, to both of us.
Well, that's what happened with Anime War, dude. When that one got blocked, it was just a mistake. It was just one of their interns saw Whis in the thumbnail and saw it was like a 25 minute video, and they thought it was an episode. They probably didn't even watch it, because they're taking down thousands of pirated uploads of Dragon Ball Super like every single day on social media. They're not going to look through every single one and, you know, see if
they probably have hired people that actually just go like, no, flag this.
I know they do. They even were outsourcing to other companies to just take down all the pirated content off the internet. And a lot of these guys, like, they probably don't even watch the anime, and if it looks good enough to actually be the anime, they might just take it down as a mistake. But at that case, you just re-upload it if you have to, or if it's a copyright strike, you know, just, you know, put in the notice. I mean, they'll probably reject it, and then you'll have to like counter notify, and then they have to say that, you know, they're taking you to court, otherwise the video will come back up eventually. But it's still just a big pain in the ass. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I don't want to work on Anime War anymore, is because it's intellectual property. And the thing is, like, by doing these videos, you're really promoting the main anime, and that's probably one of the reasons that they let us do these kinds of videos and keep it up, is because you're highly promoting their anime. You're getting the name out there. You're getting people pumped up for things like the movie and the Dragon Ball Heroes anime and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that gaming companies allow people, exactly, because gameplay is not allowed under fair use. I mean, theory videos aren't fair use, power scaling isn't fair use, but all these types of things, like, they promote the product, which is, you know, Dragon Ball or whatever anime you're talking about. But it's still like, you don't like that they have a gun to your head and it's like at any moment they could pull the trigger. You know, having that kind of feeling is not great. It's like stressful that you don't really have, you know, security for your channel. And that's one of the reasons I want to try and get outside the world of Dragon Ball a little bit. Is it's not because I don't like Dragon Ball or I was here for the money, but it's kind of scary that, you know, at any time they could just say, like, you know, we're taking down your videos.
Yeah, it's really stressful. A good solution would be Patreon, actually. And a lot of artists, like, really a lot of artists are, they're like finding out about Patreon and how nice it is, how it can basically serve you as a monthly salary, basically, which is certainly safer than YouTube. And that's what a lot of people are going for, especially animators. But the support isn't always there, you know.
It helps. Yeah. The Patreon helps so freaking much, especially when you're working on like a team and you have to pay people and stuff. Like, exactly. It helps if you're an animator and you can only release like once every month or two. It's something, you know, that can help you just get by so that you can keep producing what you're producing. And the patrons are the best, man. Those are like your biggest fans. They're the ones that, you know, they're always there for you to, you know, talk to them, bounce ideas off of. And patrons are the best. You got to take care of your patrons, man, if you have them. But yeah, I mean, there's not many people where it's like they could just demonetize their whole channel and just live off Patreon. Like, it's not enough, you know, unfortunately. It's just, I mean, there's some people maybe that can do it, like Philip DeFranco, and I think TFS pretty much did that. But majority of people get maybe like $1,000 max, like a month. That seems to be like pretty average, I feel like. And it's like that's $12,000 a year. You know, it's like you can't even make that working at McDonald's flipping burgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one thing we were talking about before we started the recording, and I should have started recording earlier, but it's okay. We'll jump into it now, and I just want to talk about one of my biggest fears for you is, especially with these super high quality content, is that people are just going to steal it like crazy and re-upload it to Facebook and YouTube. And because I have a terrible problem with this. Any video I do, especially the animations, get just re-uploaded like 100 times a day to different social media sites, and it's just a full-time job to take them down. Like, I don't strike AMVs, reactions, or reviews or anything like that, but it's like just full re-uploads, you know, as long as it's something like transformative in some way. Are you having this problem?
Yeah, I've been taking a couple of my re-uploads down. I know one channel actually got terminated because it received the 3rd copyright strike from me. And he wanted me to retract it and said, like, I won't do it again, but I'm sorry, but if you have 2 strikes and re-upload my video, it's your own fault. I'm sorry. I cannot retract it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with people, man. Like, so the thing about Facebook, on YouTube, they just want the views. They want, you know, I guess, to get some subscribers. Maybe a lot of them don't even know it's wrong to upload other people's videos, which in this day and age you should be. Like 12 or so. Yeah. But the thing on Facebook, and this is the problem that I have with Facebook, is that if people would just copy the URL from your video and post it to their Facebook page, everybody would be happy, right? Like, you would get your proper views, they're sharing the link, everybody wins. But the problem with Facebook is that Facebook prefers Facebook video. They want direct uploads onto Facebook because they want the viewership on Facebook to stay on Facebook as much as possible. That's how, that's why YouTube likes longer views. They want you to stay, longer videos. They want you to stay on YouTube as long as possible. And so what a lot of these Dragon Ball pages do is they literally just download your video and re-upload it to their page. And that like really hurts your own video big time, because you're not getting any of the views, the subscribers, or anything. And a lot of them just be like, oh, I gave you credit, and it's like it doesn't matter, dude. If I uploaded a full episode of Dragon Ball Super to my YouTube channel and said credit to Toei Animation, it doesn't matter. Like, that is piracy, and people just don't understand it. And you'll see a lot of problems with Facebook, dude. And your video's short too. I could see the whole thing end up on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I actually heard about like it being shared around. I haven't seen it myself yet. But it was shared on Instagram, was shared somewhere on Facebook, I believe. But I mean, a lot of people have been actually asking me if they can share it. And I said like, okay, you put this and these links, then it's fine. Because if you put the actual YouTube link, I did a small experiment on my own page. I put like the video itself, I re-uploaded it there and put like my YouTube link, whatever. And I also made another post with just the YouTube link, where it basically links you to YouTube.
Yeah.
And a lot of the attention, nobody really like paid attention to the straight YouTube link.
Exactly.
Because nobody wants to click on stuff.
Yeah.
They want to see the video straight away because it like autoplays. And so the best solution for this is upload the video, but actually put like credit Rayjii, whatever, or Mastar Media, and then like put the link there, put the channel link there, Twitter, whatever. But don't just re-upload it and says like, oh my god, lol, who did this? And like smiley emoji.
I don't know, man. I don't agree with that. I don't think you should even upload it to Facebook, in my opinion, because you're not getting, like, people are going to watch it in autoplay and they're not going to click the link if they've already seen it. I mean, you get a very, very small percentage of people who might come to you from Facebook, but the majority of people are going to be the ones that are actually watching it on your YouTube site with the subscribe button right there, dude. And I think that way you're not getting compensated monetarily in any way from that Facebook post. You're only helping out the page that's posting it. And credit or not, I mean, this is my opinion. You can do whatever you want, but this is how I've lived my whole YouTube career. Is like, I don't even post my own animations to YouTube or to Facebook. I don't upload my own videos to Facebook. I actually just started a little while ago just to see if it would make a difference, and it literally made no difference, like, whatsoever. It brought a few hundred people to like my Facebook page, and like that was it. So I honestly, like, if I were you, dude, I mean, I wouldn't, like, if people are like, can I share this? Just say, yeah, share the YouTube link, because that way you get proper everything. You get your views, you get your subscribers, and you get the watch time accumulation on your channel, which is all very, very important statistics. And if you upload to Facebook, you're getting zero of that. So those are my 2 cents, bro.
Well, okay, I have a different opinion on that, because if you think about it, there's like people. For example, I'm a YouTube and Twitter guy, so I go a lot on Twitter, scroll there, and I hang a lot on YouTube as well. So, and then there's like these Facebook people that only usually stay on Facebook and never go to YouTube to actually find your video through, I don't know, searching or the way you get recommended videos. So it's not gonna really take away views from your video, but like there's a chance that if people like your work enough, they say like, oh, okay, this is like really cool, I want to know where the source is, and the source is right there in the form of a link. They're gonna check it out, and if they really like it, they end up liking your page and seeing your Patreon, whatever. I mean,
yeah, that's the small percentage that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. But it's a very small percentage. That's what I'm saying. Like,
better than nothing.
Well, but if you just shared the YouTube link, you're also not getting nothing. But that small percentage is going to be a much higher percentage if they're actually watching it on YouTube. So what I'm saying is, like, if you post the Facebook video with a link, maybe 1 or 2% will actually come to you and subscribe, right? If you post the YouTube video, you're going to probably get like a much smaller portion of the people that watch the Facebook video, but a much higher percentage of conversions into actual subscribers. That's what I think. So I guess it's a toss up, man, but I would just because you're going to see like if that video gets posted to Facebook, like Facebook also doesn't properly count views. Like if you just are scrolling by and it autoplays for 3 seconds, it'll count as a view. So you'll see like some Dragon Ball page will upload your animation and it'll have like 20 million views, and you're going to look at your video on your YouTube page and be really disappointed. You're going to be like, that's not fair, you know? So just looking out for you, bro. Like, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. You're welcome to do whatever you want with your own content, but I mean, I never let people do that unless it's like some very transformative version. I mean, I don't even do it myself. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. It's just a piece of information. Maybe you can toy around with it and see how you feel, you know, in the future. But I don't want people getting more views uploading your own video than you should have. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So let me ask you another question, kind of off topic, but it's a good question. What are your goals and aspirations as an animator? Do you want to be professional? I mean, you pretty are professional at this point, dude. I mean, do you just do this as a passion, just as a side hobby, or do you have a goal of doing your own anime one day, or being an animator on a big show? Like, what is your goal?
So I actually made up my mind like a few years after I started animation. And I know that I really do not want to go into the industry. I do not want to go to Japan or France because I know the way they work there. And it's really scary. Like in Japan, people actually stay in the studio for like 20 hours, go back to home. They often don't even sleep at the studio. They don't even go home.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They receive a really, really low salary, which is totally not okay for all the skill and talent they have. No, not okay. If there ever will be a studio that somebody opens, maybe I'm going to do it myself, maybe you do it, where people get a good salary on a monthly basis, sure. But my goal, my dream, is to be a full-time YouTube animator, bring out these fan animations, you know, bring something that people can get emotional to, and then when I have like, I don't know, 100K, 200K, whatever, I'm gonna give myself a shot and do not really an original anime, but like a vision of an anime, like upload scenes of an anime that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I was thinking about doing the same thing for Demon Rush. I was like, what if instead of trying to do these full episodes, which is like impossible, you just do like various you do various scenes throughout the anime, and that gets like chatter going, you know, and people will like start questioning it and like looking forward to more information and more scenes. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had like an idea to do these clips and do like have a backstory or a script, whatever. And then like they could be like, okay, like this video is like forward ahead of the timeline, then the next video is like backwards in the timeline, and it's like a little puzzle play they can do, like fit the pieces together. It all makes sense if you see more and more videos. That's kind of the goal where I want to be, like talking about it. Do original clips here and there, but also keep doing the fan animations because I love doing that. I did my Super Saiyan 5 animation because as a kid I always wanted to see that. And I don't really decide on, okay, I know this is going to get me a lot of views, I'm going to do Dragon Ball. No. I did it because I wanted to see it myself. Same for all the other animations. I only animate basically because what I want to see myself and what I believe other people would like to see. So I try to make it look as real as possible.
Mm-hmm. I think your Bleach one is just like so ridiculous. I remember seeing it I think a few years ago, and I was like, I couldn't even believe it was fan made. I literally could not believe. I was like, I've never seen a fan animation like this far beyond the quality of other fan animations on YouTube. Which, by the way, is that the one that you're working on next? You're gonna rework it and re-upload it?
Yeah. So the same thing happened to me that happened to you, where somebody came across my Bleach video and must have thought like I ripped an episode or a clip, and I got a copyright strike for that, and it got taken down. I retracted it, but in the end, I wasn't really successful, so it got taken down. The stupid thing is, the animation was taken down my channel. I didn't re-upload it, but it's like on other people's channels.
Yeah, other people re-upload it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's okay. People can still watch it, and people gave credit. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna redo this animation, like not entirely, but like I got better at painting backgrounds. I'm gonna change backgrounds. Really bad scenes, I'm gonna reanimate those, and then I'm gonna add like another chapter on the end, like add some stuff on it, and then re-upload it. That's my next project, because I put so much work in it, and it just can't be that I just leave this there, not re-upload it again on my channel, because a lot of people know me for that one Getsuga Tensho scene that Ichigo does.
Mm-hmm. That shit was amazing.
A lot of people still say that's the best scene I ever animated. I want to do more of that in my current project. So, yeah, I guess look forward to that. I'm gonna rework on this, make it look even better. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did you actually use the Bleach soundtrack in that video, or used your own music?
I did use the soundtrack.
Yeah, don't ever use anime music, ever, because the state of YouTube's copyright system is already bad. It's about to get a whole lot worse in June, big time. Like, you know, now, like it used to be like under 30 seconds you could use anime music, which still technically wasn't really legal. But now it's going to be like even like 3 seconds, like it's going to content ID you and stuff. And the Japanese companies can be very difficult to like get the strike or whatever off your channel. Like just have like find a good, there's tons of like awesome music producers like Pokemixer and Haliusa Twin and K-Flare Productions.
Using like third party
have somebody like recreate the song, you know, and like a good producer, and just use that, because
that's what I have in mind for now.
Yeah, you gotta like keep your video protected at all times. I don't know what's gonna happen in June, man, but some crazy stuff's if they go through with this, like I feel like 60% of channels on YouTube are just gonna like vanish, because like they're also gonna do it, like they said, like at first they're only gonna do it for like new content, but then it's gonna start like happening retroactively, where it's gonna like go through all your old videos, and like if you ever used like a second of music or a sound clip or something, like even you know, it can basically I guess content ID your videos or something like that. I mean, that's another reason I want to get out of this game. Like I think that like YouTube's starting to get so messed up. So pretty much like where this all started from is like a lot of the music companies banded together and were complaining to YouTube that, you know, you guys are allowing people to just upload clips of our music and we're not being compensated for it. And I think it's finally like kicking in. This is what my network guy is telling me. And if you ever used any music of anything that's copyrighted, like it can hit you. And I don't know if it means you'll get. I read on YouTube's email that they sent that you'll be able to use the tool to just cut out the music. So I mean, I suspect everybody would just be doing that, just cutting out all the music from their old videos. But just be careful with that, man. I don't want to see anything happen to your channel.
I think I'm pretty much safe, because all my newer videos will not contain those. But I'll see. Shit, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna get tougher and tougher each year on YouTube.
Yeah, it really is, man. And
they don't really listen at all. Like YouTube doesn't care. They just care about the money.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They're just they want to stay out of legal trouble, because because YouTube has also created a lot of this like intellectual property law with new media, is like it's been a gray area for so long, and pretty much there's a lot of like legal battles going on in the background between Google and between like all these music rights holders and just intellectual property holders in general, who are like, I mean, you can say it in some cases it is promotion for those people, but in other cases a lot of people just directly upload and they morph the video or the audio and they monetize it because it doesn't get picked up by the content ID system. And in that case, I guess YouTube is the one who's liable for it in some cases. So YouTube's just trying to do whatever they can to stay afloat, and I think they're struggling big time. So I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube, man, but unfortunately, like, animation isn't really a good place for Twitch. But maybe one day if they start letting you, like, if they start sharing video content around kind of like YouTube does, we'll all move over there. So we'll see.
Yeah, right now on Twitch they only got this creative tag. They don't even like. I know there's a couple like artists on Twitch that actually made it there. They get like stream of constant donation stuff, but right now it's only for gamers. Same as for YouTube. You know the sponsor button.
Yeah.
I think you could be able to get that if you contact your network. Because I contacted mine because I saw people like I think it was Mother's Basement. You know him?
Yeah, I watch a lot of his videos. He's great.
Yeah, they're really good. And he has a sponsor button. I was like, hey, this is not a gamer. So I contacted my call it partner network thing, and it said like, hey, these people, I linked it more. These people have like sponsor button. Can I get one too for my streams? Because I usually stream like almost daily once I start my projects. And yeah, they're investigating this stuff, and they found out that YouTube gives those to people that have enough subscribers, and I'm pretty sure you're one of them.
You might need to be verified. Like, you might need, I think you usually get your verification when you hit 100K, but yeah, you'll get there pretty soon, man. You got 25,000 subs in 4 days, so you'll get there sooner than you think.
Yeah, it's slowing down now, but it was like really nice. I had 30K when I uploaded my Dragon Ball animation. Now I got like 56, so yeah, I'm making my way there, and I hope in a couple weeks to have out my next teaser trailer, and then create some hype, get the people to stay on my channel, upload some tutorials, gotta create content, you know.
Is there anything you can do besides tutorials, man? Because like tutorials they're not something that can really go viral, you know? They don't really get a lot of views, and they can be a lot of work at the same time. Like Draw with Jazza somehow.
Some watch time, but yeah, that's it.
I don't know, man. I've tried it. I know Melavelli's tried it. You've tried it. The only one I know that does tutorials that gets a lot of views is Draw with Jazza. He's the only person I know. Everybody, like, I think
skits, maybe skits referring to, like, for example, you know, make a skit about like somebody comes in the door like, hey Rayjii, when's the next Dragon Ball F animation come out, and then like you can make a skit out, sorry my English, just get out of that. Maybe a small animatic be fine as well. I need to experiment, really. Yeah,
I need to experiment too. I was actually thinking about going to animatics because it's just like, I mean, it's not always about the views. Like, especially this week, I've just been kind of putting out videos, just fun things that I want to do. But at the end of the day, it really does come down to the views. Like, you can do fun videos here and there, like a tutorial or something, but it's like, especially if it's your full-time job, which it is for me, it's like, I can only do that stuff for so long before it's like, okay, you know, I got bills to pay. And the animatics they do really well on YouTube. They do very, very, very well, like millions of views.
Just tell a story or a small message with a
exactly
skit, like animatic.
Yes, Jaden. I've been watching a lot of this guy. It's Alex Clark lately. I really like him. He actually just did this one on bullies that was like, it just hit so home for me, dude. It was like literally the video was meant for me. It was perfect. Just about how like people criticized his art, and like he would get 1,000 likes and 1 dislike, and the one person who's like disliking him, you know, that's what he was thinking about, not all the love that he was getting, and how when he wasn't uploading a lot, people were like, you should upload more, and then he started uploading a lot, people were like, you should upload less, and it's just, you know, he says he had so many good messages in that video that that
you can never satisfy all the people that subscribe to you, because I know when I upload my Bleach trailer, they're gonna be like, well, what about Dragon Ball F? And I'm gonna do Dragon Ball F, and then some people will be like, yay, Bleach, and then you know,
you can't satisfy everyone, bro. No. It's literally impossible, but you do the best you can, and if they're good fans, they'll stick around and support you no matter what. I mean, I get that all the time, dude. It's like I uploaded real or fake anime with my wife, and they're still asking when is Anime War. It's like
you guys can't be fucking serious.
Well, they are serious. I mean,
yeah, they are. That's a problem.
That's why I bought that shirt. It says, when is the next Anime War episode? I should just wear that.
Shit. I thought about like putting merch on whatever, but I don't really know how or where.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. Maybe it's good to get started early and just keep pushing it. Like, I didn't have any good success with merch. I've tried a couple times, and it's never taken off. Like, I've never even sold more than like 10 shirts. And you only make like $5-7 a shirt. So what's that?
How do you even start merch? I know there's like pages where you can upload your design.
Dude, Teespring is like really the easiest one to use in my opinion that I've fooled around with, but there's a ton of them. There's like Design with Humans, and actually supposed to have a call with some guy today at like 3:00. He wants to talk to me about a merch site. But try Teespring, at least to play around. It's really easy. You basically you select like what type of clothing it is, like a t-shirt, and then you can put text on it, or you can just straight upload a PNG, and that's it. And then you can just sell it. So it's like super easy. You just literally, yeah. And then
they had to invest, okay, let's get some 100 t-shirts done, and then people can pay.
No. So it's called like, it's like made to order pretty much. So I think so like I have a shop. It's pretty easy to
that's funny actually. I really like the t-shirt. Oh, when is the next Anime War episode?
Yeah. And so it's good to have like alternate sources of income, especially when you decide that you want to do this full time, which I hope you do.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, there's no way I'm gonna live off of YouTube. I have to count on Patreon and different sources of income. I had the same talk with Retro Rhino, and he, I don't really know where he got the information from. I kind of forgot to ask. But he said like people like Logan Paul, he made 90% of income just from his merch. And you know how aggressively he buy my fucking merch on Logan. Oh my god, it's so annoying. But it worked for him.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but there was a drama alert when Keemstar said that Logan Paul is making $10 million a month on his merch. I don't know if that's true. That seems like a lot, but if you're one of the top YouTubers but the thing is he pushes it so hard in like every video, so that's probably true. But I don't know. I can't sell merch yet. It's not working for me.
I think it's just the design if I look at it right.
Well, it's also, one of the pains about being an animator, bro, is that people come to you for the content. They don't really come to your channel for like you. And you have a lot of these like personalities on YouTube, like H3H3, iDubbbz, Jax Films, like people like that, Logan Paul. Like people come for them. It really doesn't matter what video they put out. Their fans are going to come watch it. And I think those are the people who are much better at selling merch, are the ones that like their fans kind of have like an emotional attachment to, where they'll watch anything they put out. And so if they're marketing their merch, I bet a lot more fans are more likely to buy it. Whereas like for me, people are like, oh, you're selling merch. Okay, I don't care. When's the next Anime War episode? I don't know. I don't know of any animators that have done it successfully. Maybe Jaden and Jazza. I know Jazza actually has a lot of products that he sells. He really expanded and sells like tools and animation kits and things like that. He's doing really well. But I think you really need like the fan base first. But
I'm pretty sure Ego Raptor was pretty successful. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know Ego Raptor.
And what's his real name? Aaron. I actually like him because of his personality. As funny as that may sound, he started off with animations. Back in the good days.
The good old days, yeah. He's an OG guy.
He's OG for real. Like, oh my god, I loved it. It was so funny. His animations were so funny. He moved on to Game Grumps, and people came for his personality. Mm-hmm. Because he's just that funny.
Well, it's worth a shot. I mean, Teespring just takes your time. It costs nothing to start. So it's really just take some time to make a few t-shirts or something, and next video, put it in there, see if it sells.
How much do you get out of it? For example, I see the Mastar logo.
Like maybe like $5, $5 to $7 or something like that.
Okay, so you keep like 5 or 7.
Yeah, you can like increase the price. So like they have like a standard cost for your shirt. So your shirt will be like $15. So like anything that you sell over that is profit pretty much. So, you know, you can make your shirt $40 and make $25 on the shirt, but like nobody's going to buy a t-shirt for $40, you know? Just keep trucking away. You know, we're excited to see more animations come out from you because I think everybody's got their eye on you right now, bro. Big time.
Yeah, I feel the pressure a little bit, and I'm kind of unsure what to upload next because I kind of got like a skit idea or an animatic idea, but I also want to do tutorials because a lot of people have been asking me for it. And it might be like tutorials are a really good way to promote your Patreon.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know where this quote is from, but like, you know, somebody that keeps on standing up is hard to defeat. So just keep going, keep pushing. Eventually you'll see.
Yeah, man, just keep going no matter what, and don't let like the people asking you to continue doing Dragon Ball AF, like don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do. But at the same time, if you do continue it, you can build a name for yourself pretty fast. I mean, look how many subscribers I have just from Dragon Ball, you know? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of fans out there who are looking for content like that. That's something to keep in mind, but it's one of the struggles that I'm facing now is I built my whole career like that because I went where the people were and gave the people what they wanted. And now it's like when I'm trying to transition to other things, it's like they're not having it. You know, they want you to keep doing what you're doing, but just do whatever you want to do, man. Plain and simple. Do whatever you want to do. I have a business mind, and I always like go the place where I'm going to grow the fastest, you know? Mm-hmm. And like, you know, I could have kept doing Demon Rush like 2 years ago, but or whenever it was I released that clip. But I mean, I realized I wasn't ready. And that's why I put the project on hold. I think I'm ready now, but I guess at the end of the day, it really depends what your goals and your passion is, and just don't lose sight of that, you know?
Yeah. I that's like a really good stance because I don't really want to change the way. I don't want to feel like I want to betray my subscribers because a lot of them know that I switch. What should I call it? Switching series. Because I started off with Hitman Reborn, then I did Naruto, I did Reborn again, Kingdom Hearts, and then Naruto again, Bleach, and then Bleach again. You know, and I'm kind of scared to lose a lot of subscribers.
You won't. You won't lose. You don't lose subscribers, dude. You just don't. It's like, even if you get like a huge exposed video on you and it like ruins your career, like you don't lose subscribers. Like people might unsubscribe and then subscribe back. Like you don't really lose subscribers. Like I think a lot of people just subscribe and they forget about you or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I mean, shoot, I have a lot of subscriptions of people. I haven't been to their channel in ages, but I don't unsubscribe. Oh,
that's true. I am subscribed to so many people. I don't even know who that is.
I usually I unsubscribe when they're releasing a lot of videos that are content that I don't enjoy.
Yeah, I barely never unsubscribe. I really unsubscribe people when they really upload a lot and it's a lot of shit. Then I unsubscribe.
That's exactly. It kind of gets annoying. You're like, okay, I'm tired of seeing all this crap in my subscription feed, so I'm going to unsubscribe. You know, but people don't really unsubscribe. It's very rare. In my opinion, and you usually gain more subscribers than you do people who unsubscribe every day. So I don't think I've ever gone down subscribers in a day, like since I've started YouTube. I don't think I ever have. I've only gone up.
According to YouTube, I lost 1,000 subscribers. Like, I don't know, yesterday or something. But I gained more than I lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. That's what YouTube says, though. It tells me I lose like 200-300 subscribers a day, which seems like a lot. But I'm also going up like 2,000 to 3,000 every day, so it always shows up as a plus. So I don't know. Maybe people do unsubscribe, but as long as I'm gaining more than I'm losing, that's what's important, you know. All right, man. I think this has gone on for an hour. Do you think we should wrap up?
Yeah, I guess. I bet like a lot of people stop watching.
Yeah, probably. All right, well, I want to say thanks for Rayjii for joining. His links to his channel are in the description, and it was a pleasure talking to you, bro.